All this time I got no sound? Are you kidding me? No way. I'm sorry, man. Damn it. No sound. Well, that's okay. Well, I'm glad I'm able to talk about this stuff. Maybe, see, a lot of times is that uh, this is important. This is why I bring these subjects up, is because sometimes if we manifest something or somebody that come into our life, a lot of times it comes with a lot of thorns because we are when we want the most attractive girls, we get the girls with problems. We get the girls with daddy issues. We get the girls who are head to toe in tattoos, and we bang these chicks on the first night, so it's not a mystery of what kind of girls they are. But then we want to try and complain when they cheat on us or they try and fucking rob us or whatever. So we're manifesting the opposite type of girl that we would want in real life. Because this is nothing more than a simulation. Right now, I'm rolling with Big Daddy Jesus, okay? He is with me all the time. No matter what I want or what I need or whatever it is, his hand literally provides me everything, all of the time, every single day. And that's the stuff that blows my mind. It's stuff that I didn't expect to get, but it somehow protected me from things I thought I wanted. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened. I was recruited by the Discovery Channel to go and do executive producer for a show called Destinations. And the Discovery Channel was all working along with the Travel Channel, Discovery. All of these channels were conglomerating and all working out of Boca Raton, Florida. So I was excited. I was recruited. I was invited by this guy named Brian King. Brian King was the original one of the brothers who opened King World Productions of TV. So I'm all about this shit. I don't understand nothing about TV. All I know is he invited me. He heard me speak one day. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll go. And he goes, you know all these countries, you speak different languages. You'd be a great addition. And I think that this would be a great show for you. Like you could have your own show. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. Show up at this date. Show up at this office. Bring all your paperwork, everything that is whatever. Absolutely. So I show up on the date. There's nobody at the office. I show up the next day, and there's a lady there, and she says he had a heart attack like that weekend. So I show up with all my paperwork, thinking that I'm going to go be a producer for something at the Travel Channel, and I was going to be able to be on top again, and I was going to pay off all my child support. Now remember, some guys, I had Thursday was the day I talked to him. It was our outside interview to the Discovery Channel. And Brian offered this job to me and a salary that I literally fucking wanted to fall out of my chair. I had arrived. I was like, hell yeah. Finally, I'm able to do this again for shits and giggles. Because I was always around wealthy people. I was always around billionaires and millionaires and people who had accomplished things and had broken through the glass ceiling in entertainment or politics. And then I'm inside this beautiful circle of elite people. Now my girlfriend is a famous singer, and she now is platinum, multiple platinum. I'm gold. All right, so I'm happy that I'm in this environment. I'm meeting people by accident, and then they asked me to go be in the fucking opera. So I'm like, all right, I'll go be in the opera. So I have no idea anything about opera except my uncle, famous opera singer, but I don't like opera. It's boring. I don't understand it. I don't understand why rich people like it so much. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to Palm Beach, and I'm going to fucking just do this and do that, and they're going to pay me for it? fuck yeah, let's go. So here I am in Palm Beach Opera. Very big honor, by the way. And I'm under the composer and maestro, Kamal Khan. Talk about a guy who has a resume. Kamal Khan is one of the greatest opera directors that ever lived on planet Earth. And composer, and you can look him up, Kamal Khan. Brother, let me tell you what. Kamal Khan had everything, every opera house. He's been in every opera. He's directed in every opera. He is the epitome of what it means that when oh man, I'm not insulting anybody. I don't want to insult a guy. Super duper awesome conductor, like New York, the Met, Philadelphia, like everything in Florida, everything in Texas, you know what I mean? South Africa, Italy, Madrid, Berlin. His tour of work, his body of work, basically, I couldn't believe it when I read it. Like, I read his bio, and I'm just like, I am not on this guy's level at all. But there was a time when Kamal Khan was also a lackey like I was. I was in the opera and I was nothing. I was like the worst, like the bottom of the totem pole. All right? Didn't mean shit. Directors bossed me around. They didn't give a fuck what I looked like. They didn't give a shit who I was married to. They didn't care that I knew anybody. They did not fucking care. You here to do this? Good. Okay, we'll get over there and get in the costume. Blah, blah, blah. So I fucking learned out quickly that not only is this world fake, everything is a show. Every single thing we see is a theater. Even the way your house is built. You could go to a stagehand from the opera and say, okay, stagehand, I would like to build a mansion to look like this. And he could, with a crew of people, throw up a mansion that looked like the fucking Mickey Mouse Disney World castle for you. And then I started to observe life and say, you know what? I have been in 60-something operas now, all over the world, in front of a lot of people, a lot of famous people, and I've never gotten famous and never made any money doing this shit. But it's been fun doing it. And now people know me, and I didn't ask for this. These are these things I fell ass backwards into because I was not clear on the things that I said I wanted in life. Because when I said I wanted to be a singer, I was not specific in saying, all right, my wife has died. She was a singer. She has a platinum album. I'm just living in her fucking shadow. I'm living in the memory of a shadow of her. And now the world is going to know me and what I bring to the world. Except the only problem is I was nothing more than a Kevin Federline to Britney Spears. I was just another fuckboy. And my hopes and dreams of me being like her and in that world and being in the dance music fucking industry and like, you know, she's got the whole like European scene here. All right, everybody in the world knows her music. And now we go platinum, and then we go multiple platinum, and then she dies. And then I'm like, there is no more life to me. I didn't draw a sober breath for the next 5 years. And during that 5 years, I was there using the subconscious mind of mine to destroy my life. If I wanted to get into a fight, all I had to do was think about it. Didn't matter where it was. If it was a grocery store, if somebody wanted to look at me fucking sideways, and I would be arrested. And I would get drunk, go to a bar, get thrown out of the bar, get arrested, get out of jail, go back to that same bar, beat the guy up who called the cops on me. And so this was a perpetual cycle of visions that I had for the future. And you know when you're doing wrong, when you have that profound internal feeling of this is not, it's like a gut twisting, wrong feeling that you know you're doing the wrong thing. And if you do this or send this email or send this message, that it is going to turn your world upside down. Because as we navigate through the simulation, we're making decisions not just based on the NPC's instructions. Because a lot of people are following the instructions of the NPCs in these games, and it's giving you multiple choice question tests and what is the best way, what is the best method to get from A to B, blah, blah, blah. So you make these decisions. But in order to go to these other places, you need to buy certain skills, so to speak, as in, wizardry skills or alchemy skills or, swords. And so you're getting, as you go through this navigation through this thing, you're going to learn that A, you're going to learn things by default and get lucky. And B, on top of being lucky as a motherfucker, is that you're going to feel frustrated because I had no intention of becoming an opera singer. I wanted to sing in a fucking heavy metal band. I wanted to do like house music. Well, this is how it worked out. I mean, because I did end up doing one album with one guy, and it was a house music album. This is when the 90s, 2000s, like the drum and bass was happening, and there was like this. I was into groove rock, which was fizzling out. Metal was fizzling out. So the guy that was the producer, man, Adam, he was the Techno Master 2000 or whatever the fuck he was. He was the man that taught me how to do all this. He says, God's in charge. You are now living in a simulation. You are writing with God all the time. When you need stuff, ask him. He will give it to you. If you listen carefully, you can hear him talking to you, but it's not going to be vocal. And so welcome to the fucking weirdo side of the world. But if you want to know how to do this better, I want you to learn how to meditate. So I go, great. I'm not into this meditation shit, but I'll try it because I feel like dog shit. I want to try anything that's going to help my life improve because, first of all, I have no family. My wife is now gone. I cannot see myself out of this depression. I'm very talented, but I'm getting old by the second, and nobody wants to fucking deal with old, wrestlers anymore. So it is what it is. So he says instead, all you're going to do from this point forward is just ride this river. This whole world is a river. You're just riding in an inner tube. There might be thorns around the corner. You might have shit go sideways, but it's going to happen. But while that, you may focus on tragedy. You need to see the forest beyond the ugliness of its trees. You need to float down this river. It might be cold. It might be hot. But you don't have any control at this point forward. The best you can do is just like wave your arms a little bit in the water, maybe splash a little bit, but you have no control over this river. And you don't have any control over the wind. You see, when people question you on this new ability that you have, because God is with you all the time, because people are always going to say, oh, this guy's fucking crazy. He thinks God's with him and all this stuff. Well, yeah, he is. He goes, well, how do you know? He said, well, it's not really about that, but more of perception and the presence of whatever this thing is that's with us all the time. And I'm now comparing notes. This dude just said the same thing I tell all you guys, like this thing is with me all the time. Like there's two of them. And I wouldn't just say that blow smoke up people's ass because I'm the last person to say there's a fucking supernatural being with me all the time. Even if I'm in a fire, it's always with me. Even if I'm with a whole bunch of kids in a summer camp, what do you think is on the ground outside? Feathers, of course, because there are angels with me all the time. So now that I know this, now that you know this, you can utilize these tools, and I think you should. Because life is not meant for us to just sit and for it to suck. All right? It's not meant for us to sit around and die slowly, sitting in a chair, smoking or drinking or jerking off to, you know what I mean? Just wasting our lives when we can be speaking into existence some wacky ass adventurous shit. Because that's what's been happening every single time. Even since that angel event happened with me, even since then, I mean, that very week, I got picked up by some people. They said, we want you to be on TV. And I was like, all right, I'm good with that. They did not expect me to go off the fucking rails like I do. I did an auction online on live TV on Channel 7, TV Azteca. So, any of you guys don't know that, that's like CNN in Mexico on live TV. I taught every single person how I teach kids how to read and write in English. And I even taught the lady that was interviewing me how to count to 1,000,000 in less than 30 seconds. So I was doing some stuff, just I was trolling basically. I didn't think that people would be interested in anything I'm talking about. And especially I'm like talking about this, we're doing the Fire Academy here in Mexico, but it's not all, the brigades are not all adults. So you're teaching kids. Yes, we teach kids how to tie knots. Oh, kind of like the Scouts. Yeah, sort of like the Scouts, except we actually go put fires out and do search and rescue and learn how to drive an ambulance in traffic. And you know what I'm saying? So everything an adult knows, a child is going to learn in advance. Why? Because I am so black-pilled that I see a destruction of the world. And if there's any survivals left over, they're going to be these kids. And these kids are not corrupted. Okay? The cool part, too, is they get to learn some discipline. They get to be around one of the most famous firefighters in the whole country. Did you guys know that I'm the most famous firefighter in Mexico? Because I am not Mexican. And I thought of it be kind of like, because people are so chismoso here in Mexico, that I thought because the municipalities over here wanted to fuck with me, that would be the pace. How everybody else in the whole country talked about me. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I have been on helicopters. They have offered me positions. I turned them fucking down. I'm not supposed to do any of this shit. But they're inviting me because they like to hear my opinion on stuff. So as long as winded as I sound when I'm talking to you guys, I don't normally do that. I'm fucking worse. Because the stuff that I teach is very complicated. The people that I'm teaching it to are not that astute. They aren't just leaving the campus, in other words. But because this is a subject they don't know anything about, you cannot have any experts. That is a good thing when you're dealing with people who have no education, that like to fucking talk too much and pretend like they know everything. So now I'm in this weird position where A, I've been invited to do stuff with people who are rich. B, I did not have to pay for any of these excursions. C, they asked my thoughts on contributing to XYZ. And is it because I was with somebody who was famous? Because I never mention her name, I never talk about her. And if they know about it, they know about it. And if they don't need to know. They don't have a need to know. Because I can't change that. But I also can't be measured by her anymore. Follow me? There's nothing to measure me by because we haven't been together for over 20 years. So now, what do people measure me by? By the value that I bring to the market today. I hope I have sound now because I unplugged this damn headphone. But that is so annoying, wouldn't you say? So, what have we to manifest anyway, and why, and how? Well, I want you to start thinking about things that you want to do. I want you to think about places you want to go and who you want to do those things with. I want you to imagine in your mind, if you will, your ideal mate. I don't care if she's a hoe. I don't care if she looks like a hoe. If that's what you want, I want you to think about that because that's what you're going to get. And don't fool yourself because this motherfucking thing will give you the best of everything now at this point. Like, you don't even have to try anymore. You don't even have to go looking on apps. You don't have to be, online or paranoid. No, that bitch gonna show up on your doorstep. She's gonna show up behind you in line at Walmart. She's gonna go over a speed bump on a motor scooter and go bouncing right over in front of you and shit. I'm not even kidding you. And just when you think that that's the one for you, and you think, oh wow, that's destiny, and you got it, and you meet that, and you go out with her, and things work out good, here's the fucked up part. You weren't specific on your goals. You only said you wanted a beautiful girl. Well, now you got one. You just like hit the jackpot with the smoking as hottest girl you've ever met, that you've ever been out with. And then you saw another one. And there you have this newfound confidence that you can get all these girls. But now you're hook, line, and sinker into this one that you just met because your subconscious mind doesn't know when to stop. It'll keep giving you gorgeous girls on top of gorgeous girls on top of gorgeous, gorgeous girls every single day that you ask for it. Excuse me. I didn't say ask for it. I didn't mean ask for it. All you got to do is position yourself to receive it. And you need to position yourself in such a way as to make your presence known, saying, this is the guy that you're looking for over here. So whatever it is that you're supposed to give me, I'm here. Are you the messenger? That's all you need to do. You need to be aloof. You need to pretend like you don't care. And start really enjoying this, because now it's going to get really fun. Because now that you know you're walking with God in a giant simulation. In a giant simulation that you have some control over. A little bit, not a lot. You have the power of God with you at all times. You also have protection from all this outside bullshit that you're so afraid of. You now have two gigantic angels with you. Their names are Goodness and Mercy. They're behind you all the time. So their presence is always known. Even when you're riding in the car, at some point you're going to feel like there's somebody riding in the car with you. Well, there's not just one. There's now two. So enjoy these new things, because you basically have a unlock ticket on any Monopoly game at this point forward. Seriously. Try me. Go play Monopoly tomorrow. Not only will the Monopoly game show up, you won't have to worry about winning. Because just like in Monopoly, some people like you and I, we are the broke motherfuckers in the game. We got to play the Balkan salute, family. Sometimes we got to play the Balkan hotels. And sometimes we might get the railroad. Some of us might start out the game from Park Place. Like day one, passing through $200 every single time, doubling down and winning. And the rest of us are struggling to get that $200 in hope that you'll be able to make your monthly payment on all these other shitty houses that we bought, hoping that one day we can get over to Park Place. When Park Place guy has first position anyway. He is in first position to get Park Place right off the bat. Broadway or Boardwalk? Yeah, Broadway and Boardwalk. Boardwalk and Park Place out the gate. and not just get the $200 when he goes around. He is also involved with the tax collection, so that every time you and I pass go and collect $200, he's already taken 25% off the top. So you see where I'm going with this, fellas. There is a way when you really have a will of and a desire and a why. For every how, there is a why. And I want to warn you guys is that if you start asking for things, you're going to start getting them. And it may not be how you expected them. This is like Pet Cemetery sometimes. Like Pet Cemetery, it's like, oh, I would so love to have a black Labrador. And so here he is. This guy shows up on my friggin' doorstep. Now, that's not pretty. He actually fell down. He fell down into a sewer when he was a puppy. And so that's where we got him, was down in the sewer. So we got him out of the sewer. But what I didn't expect is for him to try and screw all the other dogs. Like every single day, he was like trying to get the fucking Chihuahua. I swear to you guys, I had to pull him apart. And so you don't realize is that, oh, you would so love to have XYZ, but it comes with problems. You sometimes got to go to the pawn shop and buy some electronics, get it home. It might work once, maybe twice, and if it stops working, you bring it back to the pawn shop. Hey, this doesn't work. You gotta go fuck yourself. So that's what you ask for. You want broke ass shit from the pawn shop that doesn't work? All you got to do is focus your mind on those kind of people. And that's the kind of shit you're going to get. You're going to get people that lie to you and steal from you and sell you broken shit, which are nothing more than broken promises. And a lot of these women who look good, they look good from far, but they are far from good. Seriously, they look so good from the outside. And you're like, dog, I can't believe you got that thing. And you would say, yeah, but you would realize very quickly, A, her pussy's blown out and it stinks. And there's nothing you could do about it. Now you've committed to this girl and you moved her into your house. And now you know she stinks. And then you already got your mind, your subconscious mind is cranking out new opportunities for you. And you have committed now. This is what I see. The problem is that instead of using your subconscious mind to find a business to fucking take care of you financially for the rest of your life, some of us are just using this superpower to just attract girls. And with more girls, there's more expenses, and then there's more problems. They double themselves the more girls you get. It's like having employees that are underage, like just under 18-year-olds, just fucking retards running around killing each other. So if you use this power, I want to tell you something. You're going to get exactly what you asked for. And sometimes it's been good, and sometimes it's been fucked up. So I'll give you the most examples. The last example I got. And it said, I wrote down on a piece of paper. I said, I want to print these shirts. And I wanted to say, in yellow, ants, which means hormigas in Spanish. So when I got the shirts, they had the front done, they had the back done, the reflective, all that shit. And on the back, I was in shock a little bit because it said exactly what I asked for. It said yellow ants. And that's exactly what the guy printed on the backs of the shirts. It was just supposed to be hormigas in yellow lettering. He put the words yellow ants. And everybody fucking loved the design. And I'm like, dude, you guys understand this is wrong. This is totally fucked up. You don't understand this isn't right. And they don't realize that what a cool design was. And the guys who read the name thought that the guys who printed the name thought it was right. That's what they asked. That's the thought that what I asked for. Not only did I not ask for it, but I had already gotten groups together to call themselves the ants, not the yellow ants. So I got this 60 something people or whatever in this one group in Mexico, then another group in Puebla, then another group here, then another group in Guadalajara, then another one in Zapopan. So you see, it's not just one group, it's all the groups. So now I need to do all the shirts the same. So instead of being just ants, because I thought that would be cool, like topos is just topos, and then ants would just be ants, because that would distinguish us from the firefighters here in the municipalities, because we don't work for any governments, we don't work for anybody, and we can travel from country to country, all bearing that name because it's certified. The guy printed it as yellow ants, hormigas amarillos, and it turned out it's a damn hit. So they liked it. They liked it so much they wanted printed on all their shirts and all their pants. And I'm like, this has turned out to be a hell of a franchise. Because now I have not had to A, work on shit. B, the design I gave was not the design I got. And when it came out better than the one I had planned to begin with. And this has happened over and over and over and over again. My girl is astonished at every single time that somebody makes a mistake like this. There's always a upside. There's a bright side to it. And it just blows my damn mind. Can you guys believe this? There's too much to talk about, and I got to go do class here in about 5 hours. So I'm going to go take a nap for about 5 hours. The last thing is this, guys, is that always use your superpowers for something good. Because if you use it for evil, all right, you're going to get away with shit for a long time, but in the end, you always end up by yourself. So get ready to, if you want to use these God superpowers, you better be doing right anyway. So otherwise it won't work. I'm the professor, and I'm out.